So, Mike, inquiring minds would like to know, why the Network Plus and who is CompTIA?
Well, that's a good question. Well, first of all, CompTIA is the Computing Technology Industry Association. And basically, anybody who is in the world of IT is a member of CompTIA. CompTIA is vendor neutral, all right? So they're not, don't want to name names, but all of those vendors are a member of CompTIA, but none of them own CompTIA. Does that make sense?
That makes perfect sense.
So CompTIA has been famous now for decades in providing probably the most important entry-level certifications in the IT industry. So you may have heard of the CompTIA A+. The CompTIA Network Plus is a perfect follow-on to the CompTIA A+, and is considered to be the de facto base introduction to networking course that's out there. There are others, but everyone knows and respects the CompTIA Network Plus.
Which leads me to my next question, which is, what can you do with the Network Plus certification besides frame it and hang it on your wall?
Well, they make great paper airplanes. No, I'm kidding.
Or paper hats.
So the interesting thing about the CompTIA Network Plus is I often make the joke that the Network Plus is the most important certification you'll never need, which is completely untrue, okay? The problem, the reason I say that is because when you first get into networking, you've got some choices. You can go into more proprietary certifications, Microsoft, Cisco's, AWS, things like that. Or if you're like me, you start with the Network Plus. Because it's vendor neutral, you get a real view of something like, I don't know, DNS. If you're going to learn DNS through Microsoft, you're going to go straight to, if you don't know what these terms are, you will, Active Directory and things like that.
Yes.
And, so you want to just understand what things like DNS or DHCP are before the proprietary guys get a hold of you and start making you thinking they're strange and wacky ways.
And I guess the good thing about being vendor neutral is the fact that you can get your hands on a multitude of devices, such as a Cisco switch or a Ubiquity switch, things like that, correct?
Yeah, definitely. CompTIA does not stress any one particular vendor. Now, every now and then you'll see a little Cisco in here or a little Microsoft in there, but really for the most part, it really is vendor neutral. And you want to talk about understanding networking in a way that when you move into Microsoft or Cisco, you're going to be in a lot better place than for folks who, in my opinion, start at the beginning with proprietary certifications.
That makes sense. And you're probably wondering, if you're getting into the job force as a youngin, or if you're trying to change careers, what can you do with this as far as a job is concerned? So CompTIA has a couple of actual titles they want to throw at you that I'd like to mention, and we can be a entry-level network tech, possibly a help desk tech, or possibly a network administrator, junior network administrator, and you can kind of work your way up the ranks.
And that's definitely the one thing where Network Plus is going to give you a real leg up, and that it's going to give you a good, solid understanding for groups that not only respect the Network Plus, but when you're sitting in a technical interview and people ask you some challenging questions, you're not left in a confused or proprietary sort of answer.
I like that. Good word.